In this video, I'm going to show you the latest open source model that's actually beating frontier models like Opus 4.8. Not only is it beating it at coding tasks, but it's also 10 times cheaper and much, much faster. I'm going to show you some of the insane things that this model can do. And at the end of the video, I'm going to show you the easiest way that you can use it right now. You're not going to want to miss this, so let's jump right in. So this new model from Z.ai is GLM 5.2. Now, this is an open source model. That means that if you have the hardware, you can actually run this model for free. The problem is it's going to take a very, very big computer to run this right now. There's estimates saying you need about a $100,000 computer to actually run this locally. But I'm going to show you how you can actually run it for free and very cheap right now without a supercomputer. But first, let's go over some of the stats behind this model and what makes it so amazing. So you can see here that it's very close to a frontier model. So they're comparing GLM 5.2 to essentially Claude Opus 4.8, which everybody knows is the best model out there right now. And you can see that Claude is a little bit better, but GLM 5.2 is very, very close. Now, there are no open source models that come anywhere near this. I've heard a lot from the Kimi models and the Quen models, and those are good models, but they really don't compare to Opus 4.8. I do a ton of AI coding, and I can tell you that Opus 4.8 is in a class of its own, at least until I actually started testing this model. I think personally, it's better than GPT 5.5 from the tests that I've done. This is pretty astonishing stuff from an open source model. And I'm going to show you some of the pricing in a second here. So this is the pricing according to ChatGPT. Just did some quick research for me. And you can see that Opus 4.8 is $5 for 1 million tokens. And the output is $25. That's very, very expensive. GLM 5.2 and the fast mode, by the way, is $10. And when I test GLM 5.2, it is very, very fast. So you can basically eliminate the fast mode here from Opus 4.8 and just focus on GLM 5.2. And in that case, it's almost 10 times cheaper than Opus 4.8. And if you compare, obviously, the $50 to the $4 out, that's more than 10 times cheaper. That's like 12 times cheaper than Opus 4.8 fast mode and a little more than 5 times cheaper than the output of Opus 4.8. You can see that it kind of mapped this out for us here. Input 3.57x, 5.68x, and you can see here it's 7x and 11.3x. So significantly cheaper than Opus 4.8 if you're just using the API, which I'm going to show you how to use at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Now, don't take my word for it. Don't take their word for it. This is arena.ai. This is basically the best company for testing AI models. You can go to arena.ai right now and you can basically run these blind battles against any AI model. And they run these tests all the time. They actually scored GLM 5.2 higher than Opus 4.8. That's a pretty big deal. And this is in the code arena. Now, the big thing about Opus 4.8 is how good it is at code. That's why Anthropic has this huge advantage right now, is their ability to create these models that are really, really good at code. So the fact that an open source model is scoring higher than the frontier model right now, Opus 4.8, is actually astonishing. Now, you can see the Claude Fable 5 here outscores it. The problem with Claude Fable 5 right now is it's completely blocked. You can't use it anywhere. There's security risks for that. There's another video I'm going to make on that as well. Might come out before this video, might come out after. So if you're interested in that, check that out on my channel as well. But the fact that the best model right now, Opus 4.8, GLM 5.2 as an open source model is beating it in arena.ai tests is a very big deal. Now, I want to show you the comparison here to some of the open source models, and then we'll see what it looks like against the frontier models. So this is like a landing page example. And this is the landing page that GLM 5.2 built. You can see this is pretty good. This is a pretty solid little landing page here. It's very, very like 3D and cool. And if you compare this to something like DeepSeek, I mean, it's not even close, not even in the same ballpark. This DeepSeek page is like super basic, just some text, very little to it. The Minimax page is pretty good. It's okay, but a lot of people are saying that 5.2 is basically blowing these open source models out of the water. But the really insane thing here is the Opus 4.8 comparison. So check this out right here. This is a landing page difference between 5.2 and Opus 4.8. And the author of this, again, thinks that 5.2 outcoded this landing page using 5.2 as compared to Opus 4.8. Their cost was 6 cents as opposed to 49 cents. So 6 times cheaper while being faster and more token efficient. And I think the token efficiency is a big part of this because Opus 4.8, I don't know if it's built to do this, but it wastes a lot of tokens. Whenever I'm using it in Cursor, Claude Code, or if I'm actually just using API tokens, it really drains your tokens super fast. And I'm going to show you in these tests at the end of the video just how efficient 5.2 is with token use. It is super, super efficient. So the tokens are cheaper and it uses less of those tokens. So even this like 5, 6x estimates could end up being way more. It could be like 10, 15 times cheaper when you consider the token usage as well. Here's another really cool example of something that it built here. This is, he says he's running this locally on his Mac Studio. I don't know how he's doing it on a Mac Studio, to be honest. That seems a little surprising to me, but this is sort of like a 3D game where he's like destroying these blocks. Again, from a frontier model, this wouldn't shock me, right? But from an open source model, this is like insanely good, like really, really, really good. Another example here, this is GLM 5.2 compared directly with Fable 5, which obviously Fable, Mythos, that's like the leading model right now that's super under wraps that you can't really use. And again, 5.2 seems to be at least as good, and in some cases maybe better. I mean, if some people might consider this to actually be better, but at least as good. And when you consider the Fable pricing, which is twice the price of Opus 4.8, then you get into some crazy numbers. Then it becomes like 20 times cheaper, and that's without considering the token efficiency. So pretty wild stuff there. Another cool example here, somebody built a Pokédex with like Pokemon. This is like a common testing thing people are doing now, these like Pokédexes. You can see Opus 4.8 obviously did a great job, right? Opus 4.8 is great at coding. But if we go over to the GLM 5.2 model, you can see that it's actually just as good. So why would you waste all that money on one of these frontier models when you can use GLM 5.2 and essentially get pretty much the same result, right? Another cool thing is it's actually #1 on the reasoning benchmark here on Bridgebench, which is a pretty big deal as well. And that's outscoring, again, Fable 5. So this is some pretty wild stuff here. Another quick example, somebody built like a little Mario game, and you can see it actually isn't even booting in Opus 4.8, but in GLM 5.2, you have your Mario game right away. It booted on the first shot and it's working instantly. So insanely cool stuff. I'm super impressed by this. I spend a lot of money on tokens and I love the idea of spending less on tokens, honestly. And I think a lot of businesses think that way too. Businesses don't want to spend tons of money on these frontier models when they can use something like GLM 5.2. I'm pretty sure GLM 5.2 is actually cheaper than Sonnet. So I use Sonnet right now on a ton of personal projects and even client projects. I do a lot of like agent coding and AI coding for clients for their AI solutions. And I love the idea of telling my clients, hey, we don't need to spend this much on tokens anymore. We can move over to this model that's just as good, definitely better than Sonnet, but just as good as Opus 4.8, and we can save a ton of money doing that. So let's get into how to use it. So there's a few different ways I'm going to show you how to use it here. So the easiest way, obviously, if you just want to do it in chat here, you can come to just z.ai. You can set up an account and you can start coding this. So I actually created this for free. There's obviously a limit on the free stuff you can do here. There's a lot of people using this model right now. So I came in, I just asked it to build a Mario game for me here. I didn't really give it much instruction at all. I just asked it to build me a simple Mario game. And we have a simple Mario game here. I mean, is this going to win any awards? No, but it did this in one shot. And it's a simple, cool little Mario game that it built instantly. And again, this is much more akin to something I would expect from a frontier model, not an open source model that's like 20 times cheaper. But you're not really going to get a ton of really hardcore work done in their website here. You're going to want to use an IDE. You're going to want to actually use something like Cursor, right? So I'm accustomed to Cursor. I've been using Cursor a lot. I bounce back and forth between Cursor, Cairo, VS Code. I use a bunch of those, but I keep coming back to Cursor. I just feel like it's a really great IDE for a lot of different reasons. So I'm going to show you how to set this up in Cursor. So the first thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to set up a GLM coding plan. Now, the plan I'm using here is costing me $16 a month. Okay. Um, it's cheaper than obviously like a base Claude code plan, which is 20 bucks a month. And you get so much more usage out of this. Anyone who complains about like Claude code after, 1-2 hours, couple hours of working just cuts me off, you will not have those complaints with this GLM coding plan. I'm going to put links to all of this in the description as well, so you can actually use this also. But basically, you're going to want to set up a GLM coding plan. Just go to the website z.ai and purchase a coding light plan. I'm using the light plan. This is really all you need, unless you're doing a ton of hardcore coding like 24/7, then you might want to upgrade. But once you have a plan set up, you're going to want to create an API key. Now, when you have your API key, again, I'm showing you the Cursor setup here. So what you're going to want to do is go to your settings in Cursor. So you can see I'm in Cursor, and I'm going to hit Open Cursor Settings on the top right here, and I'm going to click on Models. Now, the way to set this up is you have to set it as an OpenAI key, OpenAI API key. So you copy your API key right here from z.ai. You come back to Cursor. You're going to copy it here. Make sure you have OpenAI key, API key selected. If you're using OpenAI API keys for your OpenAI models in Cursor, this might mess those up. Just keep that in mind, and you might want to change that later on. But this is the only way that you're going to be able to get it to work in Cursor. So you're going to copy your z.ai key right here. You're going to paste this exact URL right here. I'll put this in the description as well so you have it. And you're going to want to select these. So both of these have to be green. Now, once you do that, you can go to View All Models. And at the end here, you can add a custom model, and you're going to want to name it. Now, the naming is really important. So for GLM 5.2, you're going to have to name it GLM 5.2, all caps. So all caps GLM 5.2. Very, very important that you name it in all caps. If you don't, it's not going to work. And that's it. Then you have your model set up. So you can see here, I have this agent here in Cursor set up to GLM 5.2. And I'm going to show you one of the examples I just built here. So I said, build me an absolutely stunning 3D model world of the Hogwarts castle. I've seen this example a lot on X where people actually test these kinds of things, right? Like Hogwarts castle to see what it looks like. It literally built this for me in 3 minutes. It built this so insanely fast. And I'm going to show you what this looks like. So here's the one that GLM 5.2 built me. And I'm super, super, super impressed by this. I mean, this is literally what I would expect from Opus 4.8, GPT 5.5. And again, so efficient with its token usage and so cheap. I'm going to show you what that looks like in a second here as well. So really, really cool. I can actually toggle the time of day. I can cycle this to dusk. I can cycle this to nighttime. I can cycle this to dawn, which is what I have it set on. I can toggle the fly mode if I wanted to. And you can just sort of, fly around this castle here and see what it looks like. So it built a huge castle here for Hogwarts. If I go over to the daytime, you can see that there's actually like a little lake here as well. There's some trees in the background, and I just thought it did an amazing job. Now, I gave the same task to Opus 4.8, and this is what Opus 4.8 gave me. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm disappointed with what Opus 4.8 gave me. I mean, this is great as well. It's really, really cool. It has a lot of the same features, surprisingly enough, right? Like daytime. It actually has like a rain toggle. You can add rain. You can do a little tour, which is pretty cool. And you can drag it around. But I thought it was a little tiny bit less impressive because it's slightly smaller than the one that GLM 5.2 gave me. Honestly, I would probably say Opus 4.8 is a little bit better. They did a slightly better job here. But I would say it's very comparable. And again, is it worth the 20 times more, 10, 15, 20 times more expensive that it could be to use Opus 4.8? I don't think so, honestly, especially with other coding tasks, right? This is very specific, but especially with other coding tasks. And this took like 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes to do an Opus 4.8, which is burning tons and tons of tokens, right? So your usage in Cursor, in Claude Code, if you're actually using API tokens, is going to be so much higher if you're doing this with Opus 4.8. So I'm going to show you what the usage looks like in the Z AI dashboard to build me that Hogwarts castle. It used 1% of my weekly quota, 1%, almost nothing essentially, and 2% of my 5-hour quota. So I could have built so many more of these. I could have built 50 more of those Hogwarts Castle in my 5-hour quota and 100 more in my weekly quota, not even my monthly quota, my weekly quota. So that's crazy. I mean, I could have built literally 1,000 of these in a month, right? For $16 a month. Absolutely wild, and really, really cool to see this open source model that is this good at coding, that you can use right now. So check it out. If you like this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more tutorials just like this, and drop a comment. Let me know what you think about this. Let me know what you think about open source models. If you've tested GLM 5.2, I'd love to hear your thoughts.